Hi, it's Claire and welcome to Need or Say More. Today I'm going to show you how to neaten raw edges in just 2 minutes. So to start off, we're going to use a plain seam for each of our techniques, each one with a 1.5 centimetre seam allowance. For the first one, the turned and stitched, you want to fold your 1.5 centimetre seam allowance in half towards the wrong side. So you're going to find it exactly in half towards the wrong side and press it on both sides. Here's one I've prepared earlier. Then you're going to make sure you have just the seam allowance, not the main part of the fabric, and you're going to top stitch 2 or 3 millimeters away from the folded edge, and you need to back stitch at the start and finish of the top stitching. So you're going to down one side of the seam allowance, and then you're going to flip it over and repeat the exact same technique on the other side. And this will encase all your raw edges inside the seam. They'll be hidden underneath and gives a nice neat finish. Next, I'm going to show you how to do a pink seam. This is probably the simplest one to do. So you've got your warp and your weft threads, which is why woven fabrics fray. But if you cut with pinking shears, you cut at a 45-degree angle to the warp and weft threads, which stops fraying. So normally when I'm cutting with the scissors, I line up the zigzag to create a neat and even finish. So that is a pinked seam. Next, I'm going to show you a zigzag seam. So you're going to do this on your machine. You're going to need to set it to a zigzag stitch, and you want to zigzag as close to the raw edge as you can do. And you want to bind the raw edge in the zigzag to stop it from fraying. If you don't sew quite on the edge because you're worried about your machine jamming up, you can, like I just did in the video, trim it. And again, you shouldn't see any zigzag on the right side of the fabric. And then the most professional finish that I'm going to show you is overlocking. So for this, you will need an overlock stitch on your sewing machine, or in the video, I'm using an overlocker. The overlocker will trim and stitch, and it'll create a really neat and professional finished edge.